Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another installment of IV Reviews. On today's video, I'll be going over Clannad and Clannad After Story. I know that I might be pronouncing it wrong as I've heard it Clannad and Clannad, so I'm gonna ask the people who pronounce it differently to please just bear with me on this one. Anyway, this review will cover both the first season Clannad and second season Clannad After Story, and it will be spoiler free as always. So without any further ado, let's get to it. The main story revolves around Tomoya Okazaki and Nagisa Furukawa, and their interaction with each other and the people living in their town. Both first meet each other at the foot of a hill leading to their high school, and it's not too long before they become friends. Nagisa is a repeater of the senior class due to having stayed back a year because of sickness, and therefore has very few if none of her older friends remaining in the school. After meeting Tomoya and due to their sudden friendship, it's not too long before Nagisa makes new friends and the remaining cast enters the fray. There really isn't much in terms of a concise plot in terms of story, as the first season of Clannad is used to build character. The main supporting cast is given plenty of development during the first season, with almost each member getting their own arc. Simultaneously, the interactions with these supporting characters builds the character for both Tomoya and Nagisa, along with the relationships with them and each other. In a way, that is pretty much the plot for the first season of Clannad, just character development. But never during it do you feel bored. You become attached to these characters, and there's more than enough comedy and drama to keep the show going. In the second season, Clannad After Story, we focus more on just Tomoya and Nagisa after their high school life is ended. Thus, After Story has a more cohesive story due to the fact that it tunnel visions on the lives of Tomoya and Nagisa. While the first few episodes focus on two supporting characters, the remaining episodes of After Story take you on one of the greatest stories and emotional roller coasters you've ever been on. So I'm going to be extra cautious here and not go into any real specifics due to spoilers. Everything that happens within the span of these 20 or so episodes make one go through so many emotions that sometimes I wonder how something like this was ever even written. Granted, it's mostly following Tomoya and Nagisa go about everyday life, but how the story is tailored to mimic real life and its ability to make you laugh, cry, and feel emotions at such a level makes the story of both Clannad and especially After Story a marvel of storytelling. Tomoya Okazaki, our male protagonist, is a labeled delinquent at his school who hates the town that he lives in due to the fact that it holds bad memories for him. Having a less than approachable demeanor, a sharp sarcastic tongue, and being an excellent prankster, Tomoya often finds himself fooling around and pranking the remaining cast. However, while he has his fair share of fun with his friends, especially Sunohara, it has little effect on his overall negative outlook on life, which gives way to his delinquent attitude. On the other hand, our female protagonist, Nagisa Furukawa, is almost the exact opposite of Tomoya. Caring and positive, while maybe a little naive and lacking in self-confidence, Nagisa serves as a balance to Tomoya's attitude. This almost yin-yang dynamic between Nagisa and Tomoya is rather subtle throughout the anime, but gives way to some great moments in the show. The minor characters in Clannad are not insignificant as they would be in the run-of-the-mill slice-of-life anime. Sunohara's comedic relief and his overall great character in general fuels the show's fantastic comedy. Tomoyo's inhuman strength alongside Kotomi's intellect and violin playing skills also serve as comedy, while Kyo's violin fits and Ryo's naivety also contribute. Oh, and let's not forget Nagisa's parents, Akio and Sanai, who have their share of great moments as well. However, while providing a good comedic relief, they all have their own stories to tell as well, and Clannad does an excellent job of giving each one great character development. The great dynamic between the main duo and the developed supporting cast makes the characters in the Clannad universe one of the anime's greatest strengths. While not being flawless in everything they do, it's their human aspect that all the characters have that allow us to connect with them. Jun Maeda, the original writer for the story of Clannad, alongside well-known works such as Air, Angel Beats, and Little Busters, which I've yet to watch, once again shows that not only can he write great stories, but also produce some of the greatest music ever. Each piece of music in Clannad brings its own emotions and serves to greatly amplify the overall feel of any scene or moment during the show. I often find myself listening to the soundtrack while relaxing, and though I first watched Clannad a year and a half ago, the music still delivers the many emotions tied with each piece of music. So don't be surprised to find yourself listening to the soundtrack after you finish watching the anime. There was really only one flaw that I could find to the music in Clannad, and it's the ending song for After Story. There's nothing really wrong with it as a song, but due to its upbeat nature and the fact that After Story becomes one of the greatest emotional roller coasters in anime history, it kills the mood some episodes set before they end. So just as a rule of thumb, try to just skip on to the next episode instead of watching the ending song. It's nothing spectacular as a song anyway. Kyoto Animations is known for dishing out fantastic animations, examples being the Haruhi Suzumiya series, Full Metal Panic, Air, Hyoka, etc. The animation of Clannad is treated with an even better care, with each color and setting almost breathing the emotion being portrayed on scene. It's really easy on the eyes and very much complements the overall mood and watching experience of Clannad. Another small aspect that I would quickly like to touch upon is the sub versus dub argument for watching Clannad. I originally watched both Clannad and After Story dubbed, and I have to say that the voice acting was fantastic. Afterward, I watched clips here and there of the sub version, which was also great. So when picking which version of Clannad you want to watch, just go with whichever version you want. But I do recommend the dub version as I prefer watching anime dubbed if it has already been dubbed. But like I said, it comes down to whichever one you prefer, so just stick with that one. Okay, so here come my opinions, and boy is there a lot of it, so brace yourself. Clannad offered me something I wasn't expecting at all. After having finished Steins Gate a while back, which is an amazing anime by the way, I was looking for something funny, idiotic, and mindless to rinse my brain of all the time traveling awesomeness and science nerdgasms. I had previously heard of Clannad before on forums regarding funny animes, but I decided to ignore it because the cover poster looked too cutesy and moe. But after saying screw it, I decided to give it a go, hoping for some slapstick humor with no real plot. Boy did I not realize what I was getting into. Looking back though, deciding to give Clannad a go was one of the best decisions I've ever made. The overall series and the story that is conveyed throughout is spectacular, something that truly stands in a league of its own. In my life, I've seen a lot of movies, read a lot of books, played a lot of video games, and watched a lot of shows and animes. But never has there been a form of media that had me punching walls and on the verge of some manly tears. The great thing about Clannad is that the story and characters are portrayed in a way that makes them extremely relatable. It makes it easy for us as viewers to learn from the success and mistakes of the characters, which is one of the biggest reasons Clannad was a masterpiece. To be fair, a better way to state this would be that After Story is a true masterpiece, while the first season of Clannad serves as the appetizer before the main course. Don't get me wrong though, the first season of Clannad is phenomenal for staying within the genre of slice of life in high school. Also, it served its purpose and set the stage for one of the greatest stories of all time. I don't think I would be the same person I am today if I hadn't watched Clannad. Okay, I know you may be thinking, hey, he's overreacting or blowing things out of proportion. Just hear me out. The message everyone gets out of Clannad is different and special, almost catered to the individual. Some people get a larger effect from this show than others, and I'm in the group that got the larger effect. It truly changes your outlook on life. You begin seeing the beauty in almost everything, and you begin to cherish all that you have. Your friends, family, pets, bicycle, car, to even the weather and your surroundings. It teaches, or rather, it taught me, to take for granted everything that I have at this current moment in time, because it can all go away in a flash, leaving behind just a memory. Clannad makes a thought like that really hit home. It's difficult to really explain all the things that you learn from Clannad, because like I said, it's really tailored to the viewer. But one of the most important things that it taught me was to never give up in your goals in life, no matter the hardships and no matter the obstacles. Cliché, I know, but not many forms of media can throw this concept at you and make it stick like superglue. Struggle, a central theme in this anime, is something we go through every day in our lives, in one way or another, and the characters in Clannad aren't all that different. Watching them kick and struggle and overcome their challenges is nothing short of pure inspiration, and we can relate to some of the things that these characters go through as well. Issues that arise in academics, family, friends, love, etc. are things that we've all been through. I guess the point I'm trying to get across here is that Clannad truly shows what struggle really means, and it also shows you how fighting and kicking back, pressing ever forward no matter what life throws at you, will always get you to a better place in the future. So, in a nutshell, you should give Clannad a go. If you have this in your watch list or have ignored it in the past because it looked too cutesy or moe, don't make the same mistake I did. Clannad will make you laugh, cry, scream, shout, depressed, or hell even make you punch things. But one thing it will make you definitely do is think deeply about life. Clannad, in my opinion, is the closest anime to emulate the real world. Although there are some supernatural forces at work, and there remains the fact that not all of us have a blonde-haired idiotic best friend, it's the experiences that these characters go through that makes Clannad so relatable. So go watch Clannad. If you've seen it, tell others to watch it. Just make sure that when watching Clannad, you watch it alone or with a significant other. It's simply just a better experience that way. So, in conclusion, at the end of your journey through Clannad, I hope that you too will see a little bit more beauty in the world and enjoy the little things in life, because one day we will look back at them and realize how big they actually were.